Xbox have just wrapped up their 2024 showcase, and it was one of the most incredible showings from the team in recent years. With huge announcements from Perfect Dark to Gears of War E-Day, it is safe to say that Xbox is turning up the heat with exclusives and even brand new hardware releases. With that in mind, my name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation, and today we are covering the 30 new Xbox and Game Pass games that have been revealed at the Xbox Showcase. Remember to subscribe to keep up to date with all things Xbox, and let's dive right in. Kicking off the show, we delve straight into one of the biggest Xbox announcements, and that was for Black Ops 6. Xbox decided to start off by showing us gameplay of the next Call of Duty campaign, and it just looks utterly incredible. Seeing noticeable characters return from Adler to Frank Woods, I think many cannot wait to dive into this, especially as it looks like a return to form in terms of a campaign. This follows straight on from Cold War, and you can experience the full game launch on Game Pass day one when it launches on October 24. Now, one game that was leaked a bit prior to the show was the next Doom game, and we finally got the announcement of Doom: The Dark Ages. Doom: The Dark Ages puts players behind the visor of the mighty Slayer as you battle demonic hordes in grounded, hard-hitting combat inside of an epic, cinematic tale of gods, kings, and monsters. Supplementing his superhuman skills and over-the-top arsenal, the Slayer will also call upon his colossal Atlan mech to brawl with titanic beasts and retake the skies aboard his ferocious steed. Doom: The Dark Ages arrives on the Xbox Series X and X and PC and arrives on Game Pass day one. Data Decay 3 has shown up in a massive way this year, and this trailer we got really amplifies why Xbox gamers need to get excited for this new release. We received a glimpse of the gameplay, and my word is this a massive upgrade on the second game. With a more dark and gritty feel, you will get to explore this haunting world with up to 4 friends, and it promises to be the biggest world in Undead Labs history. Unfortunately, we got no release date for this new entry, but it will be coming to Xbox Game Pass day one. South of Midnight, the beautiful third-person action-adventure game from We Happy Few creators Compulsion Games, showed off its first gameplay trailer during this show. We meet Hazel and her newly revealed companion, Catfish, as they travel through a flooded area inspired by the Mississippi Delta. They quickly found themselves facing down one of the game's monster kings. You'll meet Two-Toed Tom, a gigantic albino alligator with a powerful hunger. This game was one that I never had high on my list, but this instantly changed during the showcase. I cannot wait for South of Midnight as it comes to Xbox Game Pass next year. A massive reveal, especially as we've not seen any gameplay or information as of yet, was Dragon Age: The Veilguard. BioWare showed up and provided us with a look at each of the character classes in action, and I have to say, this is certainly looking like a return to form for the decorated studio. Together with your companions, we will challenge a pair of corrupt ancient gods who have broken free from centuries of darkness and are hellbent on destroying the world. This is expanding upon the Dragon Age stories, worlds, and characters from previous games, and lets us enter a vibrant land of rugged wilderness, treacherous labyrinths, and glittering cities. This comes out on the Xbox Series consoles and PC sometime later this year. I think Bethesda are just getting started when it comes to being a part of Xbox, and fans of Starfield finally got a look at the Shattered Space DLC coming later this year. Deep in the dark reaches of space, the followers of the Great Serpent live shrouded in mystery, and we will begin an epic new story and explore House Va'ruun territory. I think many, including myself, were waiting to see what the team could do graphically, and the art direction and visuals look incredible. We also got a new content drop that dropped this evening, including new areas, new gear, new bounties, and finally the addition of mods. For fans of Fallout 76, we got a nice new trailer and information on the next big expansion for this game. This is the first ever map expansion for the game since its release and takes us to Skyline Valley. In Skyline Valley's major expansion of the world map, you'll cross the Savage Divide and travel to the southern reaches of Appalachia. This picturesque new region includes fresh locations to explore among the woodlands once known as Sandora National Park. With it comes even more wildlife and brand new enemies, and this is shaping up to be a great addition. This comes to the Xbox consoles on June 12th, and we are even getting the ability to play as a ghoul in some time in 2025. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is an upcoming reactive turn-based RPG that will transport us to a beautiful surrealist new world inspired by France's La Belle Epoque. As a member of the expeditioners who are embarking on an impossible quest to end the Paintress's cycle of death, we will journey through a vast and beautiful fantasy world where we will battle deadly adversaries, befriend fabled creatures, and discover traces of those who came before. This was an incredible surprise, and seeing such a gorgeous new IP come into Game Pass is always a joy. It comes out in 2025, but will be a day one release onto Game Pass. World of Warcraft did have to make an appearance at this showcase, and this easily sent many fans into a scene of hype. Blizzard Entertainment's 10th World of Warcraft expansion and the opening chapter to the most ambitious story arc in the game's near 20 history is going to be launched on August 26th on PC and is called The War Within. If you're a Blizzard fan, let me know in the comments below, as I haven't played World of Warcraft in many years, but this looks like a great expansion. If this showcase wasn't enough so far, then Konami decided to appear out of nowhere with Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater creates a deeply immersive world with enhanced visuals and sounds using the full potential of Unreal Engine 5, while keeping legacy controls and voice lines from the original title intact. A new third-person camera and control layout offers players an intuitive introduction to the beginning of the Metal Gear Solid saga as they step into the boots of Snake in a high-stakes espionage thriller. We didn't get a release date again for this one, but I would assume it'd be either later this year or early 2025. Rare showed off their dark side with a fiery new Sea of Thieves trailer, heralding the return of Captain Flameheart and inviting players to become the boss fight. An all-new world event will pit pirates against Flameheart's mighty flagship in order to seize it, raining fire on their foes with a skeleton crew at their command. This thrilling new encounter is part of Sea of Thieves Season 13, which arrives on July 25th as a free update for all players on Xbox and PC. Flintlock made a spectacular appearance at the showcase, with even more gameplay and more of an insight into the story that we will come to experience later on this year. During the show, Xbox announced that Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn will arrive onto Game Pass day one on July 18th. Set in the beleaguered world of Kian, you'll guide Norvanek, a Flintlock weapons expert, on a quest to kill the rampaging gods that have invaded her world. Blending classic Souls combat with brutal fast-paced combat system, Nor can use a combination of axe combat, Flintlock weapons and magic, creating devastating combos. This game looks even more fantastic every time we see the new trailers, and I cannot wait to experience this in the coming month. World's Edge, the award-winning studio behind the Age of Empires franchise, showcased a trailer of truly mythical proportions. Retold will combine the best elements of the beloved Age of Mythology with modern real-time strategy design, visuals, and gameplay. The newly premiered trailer revealed the first gameplay footage, showing off exciting action, divine powers, as well as some newly redesigned deity portraits. The World's Edge team also confirmed that the launch date for Age of Mythology Retold will be September 4th, and that it will be first title of the Age of Empires franchise to ship on both PC and console at launch. Today, we also got our first look at gameplay from Perfect Dark, the initiative's highly anticipated reboot of the Secret Agent series featuring the iconic Joanna Dark. In the all-new Perfect Dark game, you will experience the journey of Joanna Dark, Datadyne's elite agent, as she hunts down the world's most wanted criminal. You will have to uncover the mysteries behind the technological breakthroughs that could threaten the lives of millions of people. I think visually, this was one of the most stunning games at the Xbox Showcase this year, and I cannot wait to experience this new reboot as a sort of stealth action sim. We have no current date for this one as of yet, but it will be day one onto Game Pass sometime soon. We got a look at the next Diablo expansion coming later on October 8th, and it's called Vessel of the Hatred. This new expansion contains a new class called Spiritborn that harnesses the mystical spirits of the jungle for swift and devastating attacks. We will also get to dive into the jungle region of Nahantu, where dungeons, strongholds, and enemies await, along with a new PvE co-op activity where you can team up to take down challenges for promising rewards. Plus, we will be able to recruit new mercenaries to aid us in our quests and help us in combat with their unique abilities. What does it mean to be a hero? Well, in last year's trailer, that question was answered by Dave, a gardener turned giant with a very big chip on his shoulder. This year, we got a much darker take from Humphrey, played by a British comedy actor, Matt King. Humphrey was once Albion's greatest hero, but those glory days are long gone. And in Fable, Humphrey will be forced out of retirement when a mysterious figure from his past threatens the very existence of his world. Playground Games showed us off some great gameplay from Fable, and I cannot wait to dive into this game as as it looks utterly incredible. They have also confirmed their collaboration with Eidos Montreal, who will be supporting the ongoing development of Fable, and it will be coming to players in 2025 and day one onto Game Pass. Seeing another hero shooter being shown was probably the oh god moment of this show for many fans, but it does look very interesting. FragPunk is a frantic squad-based 5v5 hero shooter where you set the rules of engagement for every new round by activating power-up cards. With its debut at the showcase, FragPunk rocks the hero shooter genre with fast-paced combat and a plethora of synergies and counterplays between over 70 shard cards, 10 heroes, 14 weapons, and 4 maps. Seeing some changes to the environment and to players via a card system was very unique, and I'm looking forward to seeing more later on this year. If you like indie games, then we are getting a charming snow-coated open world in Winter Burrow. This is touted as a cozy woodland survival game where you will control a tiny mouse which is adventuring through brisk environments as you search for your lost auntie. Winter Burrow merges comfy, cozy game elements with challenging yet approachable survival mechanics, and it looks really great. You will spend time in your burrow, crafting cute decorations to make your surroundings feel homely, knit cozy clothing to stay warm in the cold weather, and make sure you're prepared for those big days of foraging in the forests. This is another Game Pass release on day one and comes to us very soon. From the award-winning developers of The Artful Escape comes Mixtape. We will get to immerse ourselves in the teenage wasteland, playing through a variety of narrative vignettes exploring the pivotal moments of this game. The story is delivered through a mixtape of comedic, joyful gameplay, from skateboarding and flying to taking photos after hours. This seems similar to games like What Remains of Edith Finch, and it looks like Mixtape ties its narrative to a unique vignette-driven structure that emphasizes variety, surprise, and comedy in its gameplay. It comes to Xbox consoles and PC in 2025 and is another day one launch onto Game Pass. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 was the next installment in the Microsoft Flight Simulator franchise. It is the most ambitious consumer flight simulator ever undertaken by Asobo Studios, and it features the largest, most diverse and detailed fleet of aircraft, the most complete representation of airport and air traffic, and the most visually stunning rendition of Earth ever created. This brand new simulator is designed to take advantage of the latest technologies in simulation, cloud, and machine learning, and graphically it looks incredible. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 goes above and beyond merely operating the aircraft, and you can try it when it comes out day one onto Xbox and Game Pass on November 19th later on this year. ESO is celebrating a decade of adventures within Tamriel's second era. Whether you're an Elder Scrolls veteran or a newcomer to the series, June features the launch of ESO's latest chapter, The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road. It is coming June 18th on Xbox One and the Xbox Series X consoles, so it's just around the corner. The new story consists of unraveling the mystery of the return of the Forgotten Prince, as well as providing gamers with a new scribing system to create your own abilities. Now, Life is Strange Double Exposure isn't just a return for the beloved narrative adventure series, but also a return for its original star, Max Caulfield. Several years after we guided her through Arcadia Bay, Double Exposure sees Max return later in her life, now an artist in residence at the prestigious Caledon University. Unfortunately, calamity is never far away, as Max's friend Safi is killed and will be plunged into full-on murder mystery with a supernatural twist. I am always down for another Life is Strange game, and Life is Strange Double Exposure arrives this year on the 29th of October for the Xbox consoles and PC. We will finally become the famous archaeologist and face off against Sinister's forces as we fight to uncover the truth behind one of history's greatest mysteries in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle later this year. We got brand new gameplay and a scene from a pivotal moment in the game that debuted during this showcase. An intercepted message sent Indy and Gina to the Himalayas, where their treacherous trek through the mountains lead them to a startling discovery. We will all be able to finally play as Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle day one onto Game Pass when it launches later this year on the Xbox Series X and S and PC. One game that looked incredible is a multiplayer mech-based shooter called Mecha BREAK. This game allows players to choose from a variety of mechs, customize their appearances, and battle colossal war machines on treacherous terrain. This looks like some incredible adrenaline-pumping battles with lightning-fast maneuvers and explosive firepower. Mecha BREAK's Xbox closed beta will be coming to the Xbox Series X in August 2024 and will be available to all players when it launches in 2025. Mecha BREAK also features customizable mechs, player-created mech pilots, and a wider range of mech and weapon types for you to try out. Wuchang Fallen Feathers is coming day one onto Game Pass, and it's easily one anticipated for Souls-like fans. This Souls-like action RPG that immerses players in a dark late Ming dynasty, a period rife with warring factions and a mysterious illness turning humans into monstrous creatures. You will take control of Wuchang, a pirate warrior struck by amnesia and a horrific disease, but the source of an immense power. As you explore the depths of Shu, you will enhance your arsenal, master new skills harvested from fallen foes, and evolve your fighting style by sacrificing Red Mercury. This was a very nice surprise, and I think many fans will be incredibly excited to jump into this one, especially if you enjoyed Wolong Fallen Dynasty when that launched later last year. This year, we are all going on an expedition into the enchanted wilds of the Living Lands in Obsidian's Avowed. In a brand new story trailer, we learned more about the incredible journey we'll be taking later this year and met Gator, one of the game's 4 companions. As an envoy of the Adrian Empire, you're tasked with stopping the Dream Scourge, a mysterious flight wreaking havoc on the tumultuous frontier. Your soul hangs in the balance as you navigate the chaos of the Living Lands and embrace its wonders. Avowed continues to blow us away, but there was no fixed release date other than being for this year and day one onto Game Pass. Set in the rolling British countryside with idyllic pubs, quaint villages and red phone boxes, it soon becomes clear that things are far from normal. Created by Rebellion, the makers of the much-loved Sniper Elite and Zombie Army franchises, Atomfall is inspired by a real-world nuclear disaster that occurred in England in 1957. The game follows a fictional storyline where you'll find yourself in the quarantine zone 5 years after this event. We will get to explore this open-world adventure and ultimately try and seek out the truth. This is ultimately a single-player survival action game that blends post-war Britain with Cold War paranoia, folklore, and elements of classic British sci-fi to create an immersive and thrilling gameplay experience. Atomfall will launch in 2025, and it will also be a Game Pass Day 1 title. Assassin's Creed Shadows launches on November 15th for the Xbox Series X and S, and gives players a chance to explore 16th century Japan as an adept shinobi or a powerful samurai, and Assassin's Creed's first fully playable historical figure. Today's gameplay trailer gave us our first glimpse of what's new in Assassin's Creed Shadows, from seeing the abilities of both new protagonists, as well as a look at the stunning open world which we'll get to explore. Shadows is shaping up to be a great experience, and we will get our full first look at the gameplay at the Ubisoft Connect show tomorrow, so make sure to check it out if you're interested. The new trailer for Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl was shown off, and easily was a big wow moment. Packed with brand new reveals, this trailer showcases the array of experiences awaiting players, from locations to encounters with mutants and arc anomalies. There was also a highlight on what seems to be hubs, which seem to give us well-deserved rest and prepare your body and gear for the next intense mission. In-game footage is mixed with narrative snippets, highlighting the prominence of the non-linear story in Stalker 2. The Time of Opportunities trailer is aptly named, reflecting the boundless potential that awaits us within this forgiving landscape. This comes out on the 5th of September and will be a Day 1 Xbox Game Pass release. Well, one thing we weren't expecting were 3 new Xbox Series X and S console options, and they were revealed, but we still unfortunately had no handheld. This holiday, you will be able to grab a 1TB Series S in Robot White, an all-digital Xbox Series X, and a 2TB Xbox Series X Special Edition in Galaxy Black. I'm still very unsure about this announcement, especially as someone who wanted a handheld, but more options for gamers is always a benefit. It was also great hearing an emphasis on the next generation of hardware, and that was a welcome talk by Sarah Bond. As the one last surprise this year, we got a huge new announcement, and that was for Gears of War E-Day. This is the next mainline game in the Gears of War universe, set during the pivotal Emergence Day. 14 years before Gears of War, war heroes Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago return home to face a new nightmare, the Locust Horde. These subterranean monsters, grotesque and relentless, erupt from below, laying siege on humanity itself. In this announcement trailer for the series' next major installment, the Coalition has teamed up with Blur Studio to forge a visually stunning trailer using in-game assets in Unreal Engine 5. I wouldn't be ashamed to say that a tear did come to my eye when seeing Dom again, and shows that the Xbox we know and love are certainly coming back. What would you rate the Xbox showcase this year? For me, this was easily an A and the best showcase I have seen in years. Make sure to subscribe down below for more Xbox reviews, news and updates every single week, and whilst here, check out the video on screen of the new 15 RPGs that are coming to Xbox in 2024.